Not only am I working on transitioning into a new career by upskilling, I'm also focused on growing my existing coaching business. And one of the things I get stuck on, no, I'm not going to say get, I have been stuck on, is trying to figure out how to drill down to the very specific things people need. So I want to show you my Google Drive. I rarely show my Google Drive, but I'm going to show this particular folder. And so in working with my coach, I decided to create a document that would showcase what I know, but more importantly, help people to get back to basics. So this is the first thing I created. And I figured, okay, let me help people get back to basics. Let me show them some things that's going to help them. And as I went and created this document, I submitted it to the cohort, small group that I'm in. And it was really 5 or 6 points that I felt was pretty simple. And, I submitted it, I got feedback, and one person said, hey, it's a lot. My coach said, yeah, it's a lot. And I'm like, what do you mean it's a lot? It's fairly simple to me. So then when we went to our next session, they broke it down for me. And I said, oh, you're right. Because, for example, why not just focus on one of these and go into detail? So one of the people suggested, hey, I like this keeping track of your resources. This is cool. So I went ahead and created another document the same day, actually. But this time it's getting back to basics, but, organize and keep track of your useful career and learning information and resources. So did the introduction. So this is the one area that I dove in on. But now this time, I figured I can add a spreadsheet so people can see how you track this stuff. So this is the sample spreadsheet, source name, source URL, okay? And it was rather simple. I mean, it wasn't that complicated. But notice at the top, I have notes, potential use, but I can add, tools, articles, videos, podcasts, books. You can add whatever you want. These resources were related to tax law. And so what I did was I provided them with the master document that they can save. So I click on it. This is the master document here. And then I was also going to offer a webinar, sign up for the webinar, and then we can go over it and I can help you with it. So after I did that, I realized, is this really what I want to focus on? Because organizing resources is fine, but there's a more pressing problem. There's a problem that they really need help with. So went to my next coaching session, and then it hit me. That's when I realized, wait a minute, Sean, you have everything you need. You just have to figure out how to get down to what people really want. Now, I want to stop here for a minute because I need you to get this. I'm giving people what they need because I see what they need, but people are coming to me for what they want. And so that was the disconnect. I said, oh, I can give them what they want to help them with where they are. And when they get past that, they're going to start to see the things that I see they need. I was like, oh, man. And so I went ahead and I created this document, which was Become the Top Candidate Checklist. But even as I was creating this, I was like, I don't know, this is not exactly what I want. And so I went through it. I took one thing, get the employer's attention, and I just broke it down into steps. That's all I did. Okay. 8 steps. But I was like, something's missing. This is not, it's not pinpointing a problem that people are having. So I talked to a couple of my clients, and I was like, when you came to me, what was your biggest problem? And they all pretty much told me what their biggest problem was. I was like, I said, so when I helped you with that problem, how did you feel? They said, oh man, I felt great. I wanted to tackle the next problem. I was like, okay, I got you. So then I end up creating this. So what was the problem? Their problem was it's difficult to get job interviews. No matter what I do, nobody is calling me. And it hit me, oh my goodness, they need to get employers to call them. So if I give them this checklist of what I've been using to get employers to call me, if they just follow the simple steps, they can get the same results I get. I was like, wow, okay. So I ended up with this final PDF that I'm going to give away. Of course, I got to give me the name and email address, but the bottom line, and I really need you to get this, if you are going to offer a service or product, you need to really get down to what people want, not what you think they need. And I've been stuck in that need spot for a long time, but I'm grateful for my coach. I'm grateful for my cohort. I'm grateful that they critique my stuff. I critique their stuff. I'm grateful for it because it sort of pulled me back to being more objective and focusing on not what I feel people need, but focusing on what they want and give them what they want to help them to get to where they want to go. Because once you get employers to call you, once you have that checklist, and that's not all of it, but at least you know what you need to focus on to get employers to call you. That's the most important thing. And the cool part is, once I created this, I said, wait a minute. So there's the introduction. So if step one is to review your resume and past experience, then what is it someone should be doing at that point? And I said, oh, I can create a video walking through each one of these steps saying, hey, this is what you want to be focusing on. This is why you should focus on this. And let me show you what I do when I focus on this step. So it's real simple. It's nothing complicated. So here's the PDF with the steps. About a week, a couple of days, about 3 or 4 days after they get this, I'll send them the link to watch the video for step 1 and then step 2 all the way up to step 8. And then they'll pretty much have a process, a system that they can use to go from no one calling them to getting a phone call. Now, how do I know this works? Real simple. I get job offers. From the time I apply, right, I get job offers within 30 days. Just to give you an idea. And this is a small portion of what I do, but it's a critical component because this is the foundation. If they can get these 8 steps right, they are on their way to getting phone calls for job interviews. Now, like I said, there's more to it, but I go one-on-one with my clients. We go into intricate details and I massage the material to fit them. But in this instance, I had to kind of make it broad in general because I don't know each person's situation. So I just wanted to share with you that I went through so many iterations of this, finally getting to the point where I have a checklist that I'm proud of, that I'm willing to offer to people with the videos that follow up via email. So I'm happy about this. I'm at peace now because I'm like, oh, I'm helping people now. This is their problem. They're not getting phone calls. Let me help them get phone calls. Then think about this for a second. If this is just a small portion, right? Because there's way more to this, because even before this, there's 2 or 3 steps, but at least this way they can start getting phone calls. Now, the other problem they're going to have is, oh my goodness, I got a job interview. What do I do? And so I can help them with that. And then it's like, oh man, how do I negotiate my job offer? So it's a lot of steps after this, and it's a lot of steps before this, but this is going to get you or somebody else a quick win, because if you're not getting phone calls now and you follow these 8 steps and you start getting phone calls, you're going to be excited. So this is what I'm working on with my coach. That's just my coaching service. I still got to focus on upskilling and doing my junior data analyst trainings, which I've only invested 5 hours this week. So I'm trying to maintain those 5 hours. It's just a lot. But I said I was going to keep you updated with what I'm working on. So this is the document I'm going to distribute. I believe I'm going to release this in a couple of days. So, hey, if you're interested, you can go to the website, getbacktobasics.info. It's getback2basics.info. See you next time.